Warrior. It is your MMA show covering the entire Midwest. Eric O'Brien. This weekend, it is the Ultimate Fighter Finale taking place at the Pearl and the Palms inside Las Vegas. And the headline, outside of the two guys from the show, is going to be a huge lightweight matchup between Clay Guida and the guy on the phone right now, Anthony Showtime Pettis. Anthony, how are you?
I'm good, man. I couldn't be better.
This has been a strange road for you. Off the kick off the wall against Ben Henderson of the WEC, you win the lightweight championship in the WEC, the last man to hold it. You get into the UFC, and you meet what we have all seen for a long, long time as the most confusing division in all of MMA. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. Me being a part of this division, it's one of them divisions that it's stacked, but it's just it's one of them divisions anything can happen.
Then we get into the Gray Maynard Edgar bout part 3. Edgar bows out. They ask you if you want the fight. You say, absolutely, I would love the fight. And they go, just kidding, he's also hurt. What did that do in the middle of your camp mentally?
It really didn't do nothing much. I mean, it was like a one-day thing, and it kind of it just added fuel to the fire. It was about to happen, didn't happen, and no matter what, I was still focused on Guida.
And Gray, after that, had said some pretty nasty things about you. Are you fueled to hope that he takes the title so you can beat him, or do you not care once you get past Clay?
I don't care. One of these guys just needs to win the fight already. I mean, let's just hurry up and get it done with.
These guys have literally, if you take BJ Penn and Edgar, it's essentially been 3 guys with the same belt for almost 3 years at this point.
Yeah, and they're not giving these other guys a chance at taking a crack at it. So I just want to get these guys to hurry up and get healed so they can fight at 100%, and let's see who's next.
Anthony Pettis is talking to us. It is the Ultimate Fighter Finale this Saturday on Spike TV. Before we get to that, the GSP Diaz super fight was mentioned. Did you have any sort of reservations yesterday when that was mentioned, thinking that what happens if they do the same thing with Gil Melendez? Would he jump over you?
I thought about it, but I mean, right now I got so close to the Guida fight that I don't even have time to think about any other fights. I'm not really. I mean, even if they would mention that, I wouldn't be surprised if I had to fight Melendez or he gets the shot first. I wouldn't be surprised. But right now I'm focused on Clay Guida, and I mean, after that fight, we'll figure everything else out.
Let's talk about Clay Guida. He is a guy that has been a fan favorite for a long, long time, has never really tasted gold, and you stand in his way. What does he have to do to beat you? What can he bring to the table? Because you say that you're better than him everywhere. Is there anything, do you think, that he can do to surprise you?
Not really, man. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't be this calm on this fight. I mean, I'm very confident, but I mean, it is MMA. Anything can happen. So he just needs to come out there and just show that he wants it more than me. But I don't see that happening, man. I want this too much, and I'm too new school for him. I got too much for him to be prepared for. He doesn't know where I could take the fight.
And Rufus was talking about that the other day, about your new school, you specifically and the camp specifically, on how you guys train in some of the craziest striking moves in all of MMA. He's a huge fan of the Ong Bak series, and he kind of brings that stuff into the cage. Can you talk a little bit about how camp's been going?
Camp went great, man. Camp was one of them camps where I was nervous about all these injuries happening. So I mean, I just didn't want to get hurt. So I mean, no injuries in the fight in the camp. I'm healthy coming to the fight. Weight's right on point, and I think we have a great game plan to implement on Clay, and I think it's going to expose him pretty well.
Now, Anthony, you're injury-free. Do you think a lot of that comes from Duke Rufus said this when you guys were trained, that you guys train very hard, but you're always very loose? Is that kind of how camp flows for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's not loose. We get guys from all over the place coming in, and no matter what, you get a different guy all the time. No matter how loose you are, anything can happen. So I think it's just one of them, those luck things. It's a sport where you got to hit each other to get ready for a fight, and hitting another human isn't made with. I mean, the human body's not made to hit somebody else. So I mean, anything can happen in training camp. And I think it's just a matter of you just being really careful and just taking care of your body.
Pearl at the Palms. It's going to be Saturday night on Spike TV. Anthony Pettis is on the line talking about his fight with Clay Guida. He has come out very, very aggressively in most of his fights, which can get him into some sort of trouble. With your ability to kind of come from any direction, do you think he's going to be a little bit tentative to start out with? I think that kick, I know you're tired of talking about it, and so I won't really ask you about the Showtime kick, but I think that kick kind of sets a lot of guys off, not really knowing where you're going to come from.
Yeah, I think, and not only that, I had 6 months to get ready for this fight. I got better everywhere. I think my offensive wrestling, my takedowns, my defense takedowns. I think he's going to be surprised on how hard it is going to be to take me down and to keep me down. And once he gets me down, not getting submitted. So I think I think he's gonna have a hard time just with my overall game. Most guys can't figure my game out.
That's very true. You've had a hell of a run in the WEC. This your debut in the UFC against Clay Guida. Obviously, people tuning in to check out the Ultimate Fighter finale for the finale of the two guys as well as your fight. Any thoughts on the two guys that are going to be fighting for the contract?
Yeah, I just actually seen the last episode last night. The Hispanic guy, I forget his name. I'm terrible with names. So the Hispanic guy that won last night,
Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, Tony Ferguson. There you go. That dude's good, man. He looks like he got what it takes to win that fight. His striking's really well, and I'm not too sure about his takedown defense. Now the other guy's a wrestler, but I'm gonna go with Ferguson.
All right, very cool. Anthony Pettis is on the phone with us, taking out Clay Guida at the Ultimate Fighter finale this Saturday night on Spike. Anthony, have a wonderful week, and we look forward to seeing you go for that title sooner than later, my friend.
Thank you, man. Make sure everybody tunes in this Saturday on Spike TV.
Showtime, my man. Be good.
Later.